Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw a walrus. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the front part of the body. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a cup, a lid, or anything else with a circular edge. To the left, draw another circle as a guide for the back portion of the body. Use the 4 marks method to draw this circle too. Make this circle about 1/3 the size of the first circle. Don't place the circles too far apart or the body will be too long. On the top right side, draw another circle as a guide for the head. Use the 4 marks method to draw this circle as well. This circle should be about 1/4 the size of the first circle. The edge of the head circle should touch the edge of the first circle. Inside the head, draw a curved horizontal line. This is a construction guide that will help you place the facial features later on. At the top, draw a short vertical line for another construction guide. On the bottom section of the head, draw an oval as a guide for the muzzle. Pay attention to the size of this oval in relation to the head. Under the head, draw 2 long vertical lines as guides for the tusks. You can make these lines shorter or longer if you'd like. Connect the head to the first circle using sloping lines to finish the guide for the top section of the body. Curve the top line to make the top of the head taller. Make this section wide at the bottom. Connect the first 2 circles using long lines to finish the middle section of the body. The right side of the body should be wide and the left side narrow. On the left side, draw a curved line to finish the guide for the back portion of the body. Make the bottom edge of this guide flat. On the bottom right side of the first circle, draw an angled line as a guide for the front flipper. To the right, draw a similar line as a guide for the other front flipper. Make this line shorter. Under the back portion of the body, draw another angled line as a guide for the hind flipper. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, lightly sketch 2 small circles for the eyes. Place the eyes on top of the horizontal construction guide and close to the edge of the circle. When you get the sizes and positions of the eyes right, darken the shapes. Make the sides of the shapes pointier as you darken the lines for the corners of the eyes. The eye on the right should be a bit smaller because the head is slightly turned. Inside the eyes, draw tiny dots for the pupils. Draw a series of short curved lines around the eyes for the eyelids and creases. Keep these lines close to the shapes of the eyes. The eye on the right should be slightly higher because the head is tilted. Add slightly longer lines above the eyes for the brow. Draw 2 short curved lines near the center of the head for the nostrils. Place the nostrils directly on the area where the construction lines intersect. Pay attention to the size of the nostrils in relation to the head. Darken the lines and make them thicker for the nostrils openings. Draw a line between the nostrils. Add a few more short lines around the nostrils to finish the shape of the nose. Use the oval at the bottom as a guide to draw the muzzle. Lightly sketch a curved line across the oval for the mouth. The middle section of the mouth should curve up toward the nostrils. When you get the shape of the mouth right, darken the lines. Darken the sides of the oval for the sides of the muzzle. Don't overlap the nostrils as you darken the lines. Add a few short lines inside the muzzle for texture. Use the long vertical line on the bottom left side of the head as a guide to draw the first tusk. Darken the line for the left edge of the tusk. Add another vertical line to the right to make the shape of the tusk thicker. Make the tusk wide at the top and then gradually make it thin and pointy toward the bottom. Use the line on the right as a guide to draw the other tusk the same way. Darken the guide and then make the shape of the tusk thicker by adding another vertical line to the left. Inside the head between the tusks, draw two short curved lines for the chin. Don't overlap the tusks as you draw these lines. Add a few more short lines within the shape for texture. Use the other shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the head. On the right side, connect the muzzle to the eye for the side of the head. Add a few short lines on the left side of the muzzle too. Darken the top part of the guides to create the top part of the head. Curve the top line to create a dome-like shape. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the line when you get the shape right. Draw a sloping line above the eye on the right for the brow. Add a few more short curved lines within the head for creases. Use the second line from the right that's under the body as a guide to draw the front flipper. Darken the line for the right edge of the flipper. Draw a couple of short curved lines at the top to indicate where the flipper connects to the body. On the left side, draw a series of short sloping lines for the left edge of the flipper. Curve the lines to indicate creases. Make the bottom of the flipper wider than the top. Add a few curved lines within the shape for more creases. Darken the line on the right for the other front flipper. The tip of this flipper isn't visible because it's facing the opposite way. Use the angled line on the far left side as a guide to draw the hind flipper. Darken the guide for the bottom edge of the flipper. On the right side, draw a few short curved lines for the toes on the flipper. Draw a few longer lines at the top to complete the shape of the flipper. Now use the remaining shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the body. Simply darken the outer edges of the guides to create the shape of the body. As you darken the shape, make the lines more curved. Don't overlap the flippers that are on this side of the body as you draw the underside. Part of the chest will be hidden behind the tusk. Now go over the final lines with permanent ink. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. Take your time and be careful when you ink your drawing to avoid any accidents. Don't ink the initial guidelines, only the final drawing. Add a series of short strokes on the muzzle for the whiskers. When the ink dries, erase all of the guidelines. Now color your drawing. Use dark brown across the body to create some shadows. Shadows will give the figure more dimension and volume. Pick a light source as you add the shadows so that they're consistent throughout the body. Here the light source is coming from the top, so most of the shadows will be on the underside of the shapes. Use different shades of brown to color the body. Add a bit of pink to the body too. Slowly and gradually blend all the colors together. Push down slightly harder on your pencils to blend the colors together. For an easier drawing, just use a single shade of brown instead of blending multiple colors together. Walruses have a rough, bumpy skin with many creases, so don't worry if your coloring isn't too smooth. Add more dark brown to emphasize the shadows. Add a bit of light brown to the tusks. Color the eyes dark brown. Draw a cast shadow at the bottom using gray and a bit of blue. Coloring can be time-consuming, so be patient and take breaks. Keep coloring until you're happy with the result, and that's it for the walrus. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com, where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.